Are going live. Welcome back. I was just live 10 minutes ago. Today we got a lot going on. Got my aura. Got my this is a window washing stick, so don't mind that. But today I wanted to talk to you guys about teach you guys a little bit something about letting go. What does that even mean? Usually if we're all holding on to something that's bugging us, and some people hold on more, some don't, people don't move on, hold on. So letting go, it's about surrendering, it's about figuring out, accepting. So letting go, what do we know about letting go? We know that it's the removing the blocks to your higher self. I'm sure a lot of you guys have felt sometimes low and sometimes high. There's a low self and there's a higher self. In the chats, let me know if you're higher self or lower self. Let's see here. A lot of things about letting go are really easy once you learn these couple things. But keep stay with us in the chat and we'll let you know. All right, so letting go. What about letting go? A lot of times you'll be sitting in class and your peers are trying to make some noise and you think it's funny, but you can't stop thinking about what's so funny. In order to do better in class, you need to be disciplined and better at paying attention to the teacher, instructions, and the agenda. So by letting go of the funny guy and being able to focus on your career, that's one instance of letting go. There's lots of instances, but I have this a bunch of ideas I wanted to share with you guys. So if you guys can stay with me in the chat, it'd be really nice. So today we're talking about letting go and how whatever the fears you have, whatever the doubts you have, whatever anything you have about life, you just gotta let it go. Let's see what else we know about letting go. Alrighty, welcome to 14 people who are here with us. Today we're discussing the pathway to surrender. Shout out to Glenn Zoo. He says yo. Shout out to him. Shout out to the 14 people that are subscribed with us. Today we're talking about letting go of the outcome. Sometimes people are too focused on that thing that they want really bad, but because they want it so bad, they can't seem to let go and they can't seem to get the outcome that they're looking for. Shout out to Madeline. Hi, hello. Shout out to Glenn. Hello. I'm Mr. O with the flow with it, and today we're talking about letting go. And there's so many instances in life for people that have ADHD, for people who have autism, dyslexia. It's hard for them to let go. They have a rough mental health. So we work on just not holding on to the negative and being able to surrender at a core, the vibrational frequency at a core. So stick with us. And if you guys have any questions about letting go, but a lot of times people with low self-worth, they always think that they have a lower self and that they're not the best versions of themselves. But since the beginning of my YouTube journey, I was so scared to open up to you guys and talk and communicate. Very difficult. Some guys, it's not easy for them to communicate, and I'm one of those guys. You may think I'm outgoing, but in my mind I'm stuck. So I have to learn how to let go, just like you guys who want to learn to let go. And another thing I'm learning about letting go is, if you want to be a high value man of his word, and a man that's strong and stoic, you have to assume high value. High value, you weren't born you weren't dumped in the ditches. You were born a king. And I'm sure that your parents invested in you. So remember that you are high value. You don't need other people to tell you you're valuable. You are value. And the number one thing to do in letting go, shout out to Reina for joining us. This thing about letting go and pathway to surrender is remembering that you guys have value. You guys in YouTube world, you have value. You guys are not nobodies. Every single one of you guys has a purpose, has a meaning, and you were brought to this earth so you can improve it. And I'm sure that with the 18 people who are here, that you guys have a big purpose. And one thing about letting go is, instead of having a defensive wall, you need to be able to have authentic curiosity. So authentically, I'm curious about you guys. In the chats, if you guys can let me know what you guys think about or where you guys are watching from, it'd be really appreciated. Because that's part of letting go, is knowing more about others, opening up to them, not being shy. A lot of guys out here, they're worried that people think that they're not enough, that they won't talk, that they're shy, but that's the process. You got to shake it off. You know, if you want to meet new people and if you want to see the outcome that you want, you can't hold on to your old self. So another thing a Sadhguru said was, if you have a distorted self-worth and a distorted self-image, and if you don't see yourself well, and if you don't, how do you guys see yourself? Is your self-image good? Is your self-worth good? In the chats, let me know. But in order to have a good life, you need to, in order to have joy and peace, you have to experience some life. Let's see what these guys have to say. I made 9/11 emojis. Nice, good job. Jared, shout out to you, Blissel, for spamming my channel. We were just wondering, Jared, are you a vibe? Jared, are you a vibe? Are you the type of person that just makes fun of people online? Shout out to you. And let's see here. What do we know about letting go? A person who has a healthy self-image looks in them at the mirror and says, I'm good. I like myself. Have any of you guys looked at yourself lately and been like, this is good? That's called having a realistic, healthy self-image. And a lot of Americans are kind of iffy with this self-image stuff. But in order to let go, you have to remember that you have to have a stable self-worth. Do you feel like you have a stable self-worth? Do you feel like, Kiki, shout out to you. Do you feel worthy? Question, do you feel worthy? Do you value yourself? These are questions you should ask yourself in the mental health every day. Say, I'm worthy. Shout out to Cool Goku Fire. I'm sure that dude feels worthy on the regular. Can't wait to meet you guys. So, what else do we know about letting go? Thank you for the sub, Kiki. Thank you, Cool Goku. Thank you, Kiki. Shout out to all y'all. Okay, what is letting go? Letting go is a sudden cessation, the pressure. I know you guys know that, feel that pressure. I know you guys got that pressure. A dropping of a weight. It's a feeling of relief. You're relieved. That's called letting go of the outcome. Seeing something that's in front of you, whether it be sports, whether it be talking to an employer, whether it be talking to your parents, you need to let go of the things that are making you mad. Intense argument, you're angry, you're upset. The whole thing strikes you as absurd and ridiculous. This is ridiculous, I tell you. But that's part of letting go. Psst. Have you ever just said, psst, psst? Suddenly you're free and happy. You don't care what they said. That's part of letting go. So shout out to all the people who are with us, the 2 people and the couple people that subbed so far. Really appreciate you guys for being here with us. There's something called feeling tones, and Gray LaViolette scientific theory. That's how we organize our thoughts in our mind, in our memory bank. And thoughts are filed in various shades, and we relinquish them, and we let go of the feeling, and we're finding ourselves and all the associated thoughts. So some people are struggling with some thoughts, and they're called feeling tones. They're not necessarily physical things, but they're tones. You feel me? And even the prophets, peace be upon him, they all suffered. So I feel like a lot of people in their journey to find God, God is already within you. Allah is already within you. And there's 3 ways of handling the feeling of pressure, which are suppression, expression, and escape. And let's see here. Suppressed feelings, irritability and mood, and mood swings, expression and escape. All these things are what a lot of people are struggling with, to be honest. So part of letting go is taking action and making moves and not staying stuck in the same thing, and trying new things and living new experiences. But let's see here. Another thing is about committing to jobs and letting go. If you want a job, and if you're looking for a job right now, it isn't about looking for the job and finding the job. It's about finding your inner happiness. It's about finding your inner fulfillment. In order to let go, you need to be content and hopeful with what God has given you. That's part of the letting go process. And as you guys know, there's a scale of emotions, and the power versus force, and the hidden determinations of behavior. Anywhere from 1 to 1,000 scale, with peace, joy, love, reason, and acceptance, and willingness and neutrality at the top. Courage, medium, and everything else. Shout out to the 5 people that liked my video. Shout out to the 1 person who's here with us. Today we're talking about if you're shy and you have a hard time, and you think of yourself as a shy person, it's just an identity, but really it's a story. It's an ego shield. And in order to let go, so you can become calibrated, but if you tell yourself you're shy, you're usually just avoiding risk. So you got to protect that. You're trying to protect yourself at that moment. And that's why taking action will solve all that letting go. And you got to relabel yourself. You can't say you're shy anymore. You have to kill the guy that calls himself shy and accept receiving. That's part of letting go. And that's when you'll realize the outcome. So understanding emotions. Guys have emotions and girls have emotions. And a lot of the times, nobody knows how to deal with their emotions. You guys feel me? But once you heal the past, you can move forward, and you can heal everything that was bugging you by healing the past. And there's a lot of things people that go through: breakups, car accidents, drug addictions, blame, guilt, psychosis, disassociation, word wars, immaturity, lying, immoral behavior, poverty. All that can be let go. You don't have to hold on to those identities. Once you shake it off and you say, hey, it's time to not get stuck to those negative energies. And I know you guys don't like negative energy. So if you don't like negative energy, subscribe to my channel so I can tell you guys more about how letting go works. You got to be in tune with what's going on in your mind. In order to heal, you have to ask your body a strong ask. And you gotta let it go in terms of seeing yourself as attractive, as worthy, as you have an aura. You're wealth maxing, you're outgoing, you're integration maxing. You can't give up on yourself, guys. I know you guys are worthy of a beautiful life. I know you guys are worthy of the richness. But once you guys are in tune with your beautiful feelings, nothing can stop you. There's something called the unconscious processing system. A lot of people say, I'm this, I'm that. I, thoughts. Just think about your I thoughts. Like, say, for example, I'm Palestinian. It's just a passing cloud. I was Palestinian. It's just a label, So don't get stuck on labels. Keep moving. The more you move, the more that there's blessings in your movement. Because when you stay stuck in the same spot, you can't be clear about your value. You are valuable, YouTubers, YouTube people. But you got to be clear about your value so that you're going to be able, when you're at work, to free associate and be able to communicate with your boss, communicate with your coworkers, communicate with your team. Show that you have something to offer. So that next time you want to have deep security and become a man of action, by making action you have to be a fighter. And in order to be a fighter, you got to keep going. So be clear about what you have to offer. In the chats, let me know what you guys are thinking. But I have to get going soon in probably like 10 minutes. We're heading to the airport. And I will let you guys know. Let me show you guys my shirt. I'm actually big vibing right now. Chain. Shirt. It's a big flex. I got it from overseas in Palestine. My auntie, I got it as a gift. Shout out to Kid Wiggy. Okay. So, if you ever were bullied or robbed, yeah, I'm Palestinian. If you were ever robbed, yes, sir, I was there last year, and it was the scariest experience ever because shout out to Corey for coming out. Iran is a good place. Oh my God. Shout out to Corey for learning to let go and to make fun of others online. I'm sure Corey's got robbed before. So, about letting go, a lot of people live in shame, apathy, neurosis, fear. I'm sure a lot of you guys live in fear. Derek Chauvin, yes, got 27 years. Let's see here. Shout out to Abuti Ondik. Battling cancer. Hope feels better. May Allah give him shifa. And shout out to Diane Duncan. Got kicked out of Israel. Israel is not nice. I dare you to go to Israel and get involved. Noli man. Innocent man. Yeah, he is. Sure he is. For all the people who deal with guilt and grief and pride and desire, that's your lower levels talking. And if you're in that energy, like Noli, you can't let go of the past, still thinking about Derek Chauvin. I didn't see you at the in the jury. Anyways, a lot of people are high conflict on YouTube, but we don't worry about them. We just tell a joke and move on. Shout out to Truth Teller and his friend Abuti Ondik. May he get better. May he have shifa. And apathy and depression. A lot of people in America are struggling with depression and feelings of I cannot, hopelessness, helplessness. And white people didn't give me life. God gave me life. Just so you guys know, we don't know what's going to happen with neither white or black. It's not a race war out here. So, don't be silly. If you really want to let go, you just got to let it go. Some people think life is too hard. Giving up, estranged, confused, forgetfulness, holding that negative energy. To be honest with you, I be holding negative energy too. Who am I to tell you guys? But a lot of times people are struggling with social withdrawal. They are not happy with what's going on in life, in society. And a lot of these people are roaming around, practicing their religion and preaching before they even know what they're talking about. And I'm happy for you. It's just, yeah. Let's see here. Camouflaging behind the chat, scripting behind the chat, claiming that they're nice, but it doesn't mean that you're nice. But we out here anyways, talking to everybody. But living in America after 9/11,